What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another Leafs game day preview, game 6 of the preseason for Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. Now, they're playing the Montreal Canadiens again, of course. Their last game, they had kind of their B squad team play against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal, and they won 3-0. So a very good effort from them. And today they have their main squad probably going up against what would likely be a lot of the guys that aren't making Montreal's roster, unless that they just send a lot of guys from their team over here again, because they did have a day break. Maybe they want to, get some of those guys out there again, which is completely possible. I haven't seen the lineup for Montreal yet, but Kristen Shilton literally just tweeted out, perfect timing. So shout out to Kristen Shilton, tweeted out the lines at morning skate, and it's pretty much everything you would expect, because obviously, without Hyman and Dermott, this is likely what the team is going to look like going into the season. So the lines, of course, Johnsson, Matthews, and Nylander. And I'm not going to be discussing what happened with Austin Matthews because it's unprofessional and it's none of my business, to be honest with you. It has nothing to do with the game. So, again, he did what he did. I'm not going to talk about it and leave it for the professionals to talk about. Kapanen, Tavares, Marner on that second line, Mikheyev, Kerfoot, and Moore on the third line, and Timashov, Spezza, and the GOAT on the fourth line. On defense, Riley Ceci, Muzzin, Barry, and Sandin Marinson, and Anderson and Wall. Listen, it would be cool if Wall ended up being the backup goaltender, but I don't think he's ready because he hasn't even played for the Marlies. So we'll have to see what happens there. I'm guessing it's Hutchinson after his performance the other night, but obviously he's not backing up Anderson tonight. But Sandin's still in the main camp. Good for him, playing with Marinson tonight. I'm sure Babcock's going to be watching them closely. And honestly, Marinson hasn't even looked that bad through the preseason. And, Sandin has looked really good, so I'm very impressed with them. Like I said, I can't even say that much about Marinson because he hasn't really done anything that bad, so good for them. Muzzin and Barry, which is basically the Leafs' best pairing going into this season. They haven't, shown a lot of crazy stuff so far, but again, they're starting to pick it up here a little bit. We've seen some big hits from Muzzin. We're seeing some really good plays from Barry in the offensive zone. So that's good. Riley and Ceci. Ceci hasn't been that bad either. He has made some mistakes, but of course Morgan Riley is Morgan Riley, and I can't wait to see what they can do. Maybe Cody Ceci picks it up as the season goes on. Timashov still with the main camp as well. I'm a big fan of him with the Marlies, of course, and I think that he's finally getting his shot. He's really got to play good tonight because there are some guys like Patan and Korshkov even. There's some guys that could slip into that spot still. And Babcock can make that choice. He even said, look, everybody's, making up their mind. Sandin hasn't even made the squad yet. Who knows about Timashov or whoever? He didn't say anything about Timashov, but he did mention Sandin. But regardless, Spezza and Goat, two centers on that line, and I think it's going to work out decent. They can swap whenever they take face-offs. It's not ideal, but I think that this is great, honestly. For me personally, I know a lot of people aren't agreeing with it, but I don't mind that line at all, especially since Gauthier has picked up his speed a little bit. I think he looks a bit quicker this year. Mikheyev has looked fantastic. Kerfoot and Moore. Kerfoot's the guy that needs to pick it up a little bit on this line, and I'm sure he will. He's fast. Moore is quick. Mikheyev is a big body, but he can move, and he's looked great. He protects the puck. Matthews even said it's like he protects the puck like Datsuk. That's high praise, but it's definitely not like Datsuk. I'm just throwing that out there, but he does have a big body and he can protect the puck. He's made a couple nice dekes and he's adjusted pretty well, even though it's the preseason. He's played against some pretty decent players. So listen, I'm impressed. Kapanen, Tavares, Marner, of course, the makeshift line until Hyman comes back, I'm guessing, or maybe Hyman drops down to another line. I don't know, but this lineup is dangerous, and that Kapanen, Tavares, Marner line, I'm expecting a real good game from them. Johnsson, Matthews, and Nylander. William Nylander has probably looked like one of the best forwards out there so far in the preseason. And, him and Matthews have got that chemistry. Him and Johnsson look like they've got some chemistry going. And Matthews and Johnsson, I thought last year were fantastic together. So they're going to pick it up again tonight, of course, and they have in the preseason so far. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to check some more tweets here just to make sure nothing else has been updated here about the Leafs. But it's looking like that's going to be the lineup for tonight's game. And I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a good game. And hopefully a Leafs preseason win. But the important part is that everybody, gets going, gets their feet underneath them, and we just see a good team effort. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. You'll see my Leafs post-game review tonight as well. I almost said post-game preview. That literally makes no sense. But my post-game review after the game, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.